What up, folks? Salute to the Memphis Grizzlies as they win tonight. By a quick little 2 points at the last minute, the buzzer. 108 to 106 was the final score, I think. It looked like it was ready to go into overtime after Cat made the free throws. By the way, I'm your host, Ed Memphis. This is at Business Square on Twitter. That's at BIDNESSSQUARE at Business Square on Twitter. I'm Ed Memphis. It's a Square Business Sports segment. As I was saying, Cat was kicking ass tonight. Cat had 26 points and 18 rebounds, and at the end, he had some clutch free throws that looked like it was gonna take the game into overtime. That's what we were looking at. We were like, okay, it's like it's gonna be an overtime game after the free throws from Cat. Then we come down court and Grizz try to get a shot off real quick, and somehow they end up scrambling for the rebound. It was Conley. That's what it was. Mike Conley came onto the left side of the court at the top of the three-pointer, and he had Anthony Tolliver one-on-one. So naturally, you take that. You got Anthony Tolliver one-on-one. You hurry up and put the taps on him, put him on skates. So that's exactly what Conley did. Conley hit him with the mean step back. He crossed over Anthony Tolliver, still hard. Conley pulls up for three, bank, didn't go in. So when that shot didn't go in, it come off the board, flying center court. Anthony Tolliver dives for the rebound. Josh Okogie from the Minnesota Timberwolves, both of them Timberwolves, and Justin Holiday and Mike Conley from the Grizzlies died. So the refs ended up calling a foul, a loose ball foul at the very end with .01 seconds on the clock, tied up 106. And they called a foul on Josh Okogie, the rookie, who had been playing pretty solid for the night. He had like 11 points and 5 rebounds in 30-something minutes. And Josh Okogie gets the foul call, and the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves are in the bonus. So guess what? The Grizzlies shoot free throws. So the Grizzlies ended up shooting free throws at 106 with .01 on the clock. 1/10 of a second left on the clock. Not even enough time to even get an alley off. You can't even throw the ball in from one end of the court or the other because the NBA requires that there is at least .5 on the clock in order for you to get a shot off. And at that point, the only thing you can do at a .5 is pray for an alley or something. So, of course, the Timberwolves didn't have any time to do anything at .1 second. So, Gene rolled the ball in, game over. The Grizzlies got the win without Marc Gasol, which is strange because the last time they played without Marc Gasol, we got beat. We was down by as many as 40. I think we lost by 25, 30, something like that. I mean, we got the brains beat out of us the last time we played without Gasol. To get into that, which is honestly the more important news of the evening, the Memphis Grizzlies are currently in serious talks with the Charlotte Hornets. The trade is for Marc Gasol, and the rumor is that the trade going to consist of Marc Gasol going to the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for Bismack Biyombo, who is in the last year of his contract, a $70 million contract. This is the last year, 4 years, $70 million. So he's making about $17 million a year. So that's going to be $17 million worth of salary. He's basically a throw in to make it work financially so we can get expiring contracts in return. Again, there's some discrepancy because some people are saying that the second person is supposed to be Frank Kaminsky. And then some people are saying that it's possibly going to be, that's pretty much what it's going to be. Frank Kaminsky and Bismack Biyombo, along with a mid, like a mid first round pick for Marc Gasol. Me personally, that's kind of like That's kind of meh in value, but at this point, I mean, you can't expect to get totally equal value, for Marc Gasol. It's gonna be kind of hard to do that unless some team really, really realizes what Gasol is and decides, hey, we really need that piece, and he gonna put us over the hump, and we willing to throw in a little bit more. Personally, I think the trade, it's an okay trade if it happens with Marc. I think with Marc, you're looking at a mid first round pick from the Charlotte Hornets. If they can somehow finesse Miles Bridges or even Malik Monk out of that trade, along with the first round pick and the expiring contracts, then I would consider that a much better deal for the Grizzlies as a return. But the deal as rumored, which is Bismack, Biyombo at 17 million, Frank Kaminsky at another 5, 6, 7 million, something like that, and the Grizzlies get the first round pick from the Charlotte Hornets. Hopefully, it would at least be this year's first round pick, and that's what you get for Marc Gasol. Marc will definitely be a huge help to Kemba Walker. And the thing about Kemba Walker, that's going to be a great trade for the Charlotte Hornets if they do end up with Gasol, as it's rumored to be possibly going down. Gasol, for the record, did show up to the game tonight, but in the locker room, there was a trash bag next to Gasol's locker, and it was halfway full. And Gasol's number, which is 33, that's usually at the top of the locker, has been removed from the locker. So, is there something into that? I mean, they could be just acting according to what's already been rumored. But we going to see here in the next 2 days. That's for damn sure. Next day and a half, to be honest with you, because the trade deadline is Thursday at like 2:03. I think it's the 2 o'clock on the dot is the trade deadline Thursday. Again, I'm Ed Memphis. This is Square Business Sports segment. Catch me on Twitter, yo boy, at BID. NESSSQUARE at Business Square. So I think trade deadline coming up. Marc Gasol looks like he might be on the move. Conley has also been rumored to be on the move. The Mike Conley trade has been rumored to be Mike Conley to the Utah Jazz in exchange for Ricky Rubio's expiring contract, Derek Favors, and a mid-protected first-round pick, something like that. That has already been offered to the Grizzlies. That's been officially reported. That has been the offer that the Utah Jazz have sent to the Grizzlies for Mike Conley. I don't know if that's that's not a bad deal, but I don't know if I'm going to make that deal right away. I'm going to hold on at least until Thursday, if that's me, and see what kind of value I can get for Mike Conley right at the deadline. Does some team get desperate and say, look, Mike Conley could be the piece to put us over the hump, like Denver? I think Denver should seriously consider Mike Conley, because Mike Conley is everything Denver needs right now. So that would be a good trade. I wrote an article about it, but I propose a trade where Denver would give us Paul Millsap's expiring $30 million contract. They would give us Michael Porter Jr., who is an amazing draft pick. If we can get Michael Porter Jr., I would ship Conley ass out right now for Michael Porter Jr. and Monte Morris. But if you just give me Michael Porter Jr., I am willing to give up Michael Conley and take the risk on off the injured Michael Porter Jr. Because if he turns out, Michael Porter Jr. has been compared to Kevin Durant. Tracy McGrady said, and Tracy McGrady is hard on the new generation. Tracy McGrady said Michael Porter Jr. reminds him of himself when he was young. And he ain't talking about the injuries. That's how talented Michael Porter Jr. is. That's why I wish the Grizzlies would pick up the phone and shop around, quit waiting on folks to call you. I know you lose leverage when you do that, but at the same time, I think you need to pick up the phone and call Denver. If you don't pick up the phone and shop nobody else, shop with Denver. Call Denver, man, because Denver got Michael Porter Jr. And we need talent. We need scores. Now, it's cool if we get a first-round pick, but it's even better if you can get a top 3 talent, especially if Michael Porter Jr. finally gets healthy. If we give him 2 years, just like Embiid, I'm willing to take that gamble like Philly did to get a superstar, because that's the type of gamble you got to take. In life, you got to take risks. You can't walk the straight line if you're trying to get to the top. So like Philly, tank, but what Philly also did, Philly took the chance and invested in Joel Embiid, knowing he was not going to play that first year. Come to find out, Joel Embiid really didn't play the first 3 years of his career. The first 3 years. Look at Joel Embiid now. He was just selected the NBA Player of the Month for the Eastern Conference. That's the type of player you got to take the gamble on. That's what Michael Porter Jr. is. That's why we need to take gambles on that type of talent. Even if you got to call them, hey, man, I'm not even asking Denver to give up a draft pick. I'm asking y'all, I'm offering an all-star caliber point guard in the prime of his career who you already got committed, who going to be locked up for the next 2 years, so you ain't got to worry about him being expired or somebody walking on you in free agency this summer. He's a class act guy. This is a player who ain't never even had a technical foul before at Michael Conley. So you benefit from having that type of player on your roster, especially come playoff time for a young Denver team that ain't got no experience. Now, another thing, a lot of people that's really negative about the Grizzlies situation right now, if you look at the Utah deal, it ain't that bad of a deal. Ricky Rubio, Derek Favors, and a mid-first round pick. Plus, you get Capper League because Ricky Rubio and Favors on their way out anyway. Now, the rumor is that that Memphis Grizzlies turned that deal, well, they counter-offered that deal. And instead of just taking Ricky Rubio, Derek Favors, the first-round pick, and Mike Conley, the Memphis Grizzlies said, look, we'll give y'all that, we'll grant you that deal, but we want Dante Exum instead of Derek Favors. I like that too. Now, I will say this here. Derek Favors is a damn good player. Actually, a kind of a slightly underrated player, even if that's who you end up getting. If you end up with Derek Favors as a throw-in, especially the Derek Favors he has evolved into today. When Derek Favors first came out, Derek Favors was a post-scoring, bruising power forward. 6'10", 250 pounds. That's what he was. He was a bruiser, bang with you, power forward. Now Derek Favors has evolved into a defensive power forward and a stretch. So now Derek Favors can hit that three-pointer. So now you're dealing with a guy who can step back and stretch the court. That's a totally different dynamic. That's somebody you even potentially looking at coming back because he's only 26. So that's somebody you might even potentially bring for the rebuild with Jaren Jackson. Because Jaren going to need somebody down there who can bang for 1 and 2 rebounds. Because Jaren Jackson is not a great rebounder as he is right now. Now, he could potentially develop into one, so I'm not going to limit Jaren Jackson and say he's just not one. But as of right now, Jaren Jackson as a rookie is not a great rebounder. He's a scorer, defensive, great, amazing defensive talent. He has the potential to become a leading scorer in the NBA and defensive player of the year type of player. That's what he is. Like Kevin Garnett said, Kevin Garnett compared Jaren Jackson to Kawhi Leonard. He said he's the first Kawhi big man. Basically, he's Kawhi Leonard in a big man body. That's crazy type of talk. That's crazy. So you put that with another first round pick, and I'm going to give y'all a little heads up on the classes coming in. Folks, this class here is not the best class in the top 10, but this class actually gets pretty decent in the late first round, in the late and second round. Like the second round and the late first round of this 2019 draft actually ain't going to be pretty bad at all. And it might be a couple of pieces in there that you can turn into a steal. We look like right now, as is at 6 or 7, look like we might end up keeping that pick. And if we do, it's not the worst thing to happen. Because you got guys still on the board probably that's going to be like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's another guy that you might definitely want to take a look at. I think that's the guy the Grizzlies need to be trying to, if they at 7 or 8, if we end up at 7 or 8, I'm looking at Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm looking at Jonte Porter. If Nasir Little is available still, I'm looking at him. Absolutely. That's probably the top of my list. I think you damn near got to take him first, him or Alexander Walker. That's who the Grizzlies need to be looking at right now. As it looked like this team is so hard to read with tonight's win. That takes us down in the lottery standings. But at the same time, we're still in a position to keep the pick. It ain't the worst thing in the world. Don't let these folks fool y'all on Twitter like, oh my God, the Grizzlies got to possibly keep their pick this year, and it's going to be the worst thing. The Grizzlies keep their pick this year. It's still top 6 protected next year, bozo. And it's unprotected in the 2021 draft. Now, I know some folks say, well, that's the Jalen Green draft. Well, guess what? I'm not too high on Jalen Green right now. Jalen Green is a hell of a talent. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more impressed with Brian Antoine, the Nova commit. I'm more impressed with Brian Antoine than I am Jalen Green. Brian Antoine, as he is right now, is maybe a top 10 pick. So that's really the only person in that draft that I really see right now. I ain't too concerned. Who else? Cole Anthony? I don't want no damn Cole Anthony. Y'all can keep Cole Anthony. I don't want that. I don't want Cole Anthony. Basically, the high school version of Boobie Gibson or George Hill, which is a solid NBA player, especially George Hill's a damn good player. He's like on that Mike Conley tier when he was in his prime. But I'm not investing my future in a George Hill point guard. Are you serious? I'm not worried about that. So the 21 draft is a little bit overstated. Now, if they make the change with the high school kids being able to come straight out, that might change some things, but I'm not really too concerned with the 21 draft. And even then, I'm not really that concerned with it. We get the chance to keep this pick this year. It's not the worst thing to happen because we can still strike gold. Folks need to stop acting like everybody after RJ Barrett and Zion is trash. That is so not true. Romeo Langford got the potential to be just as good as RJ Barrett. Cam Reddish got the potential to be just as good as RJ Barrett. Or Zion, for that matter. Because you want to be honest with you, Romeo Langford is elite skill. He's more skilled than anybody else in this draft. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is more polished and more all around than anybody in this draft other than maybe RJ Barrett. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals a game. And it's uber efficient. This kid shooting 53% in college from the field this year. And he's shooting 51% from the field. And he's shooting 43% from three-pointer. 79% from the free throw line. Uber efficient. That's the type of guard you want to build around for the future. And he's only a sophomore. So he's old enough to be a little more polished, but not too old to where you're worried about his ceiling. He's only 20. He's going to be 21 by the time the season starts, next season. So that's the type of prospect Nickeil Alexander-Walker is. And you can go check him out. I did a scout report on BillStreet.com. I did a scout report on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I also did a scout report for the Grizzlies prospects. Now, I'm going to do another article tonight. And it's a nice article. I'm going to talk about why it's a little overstated. Basically, what I was just talking about. It's a little us losing this pick. Us keeping this pick and not conveying the 2019 pick to Boston is not the worst thing that happened to us. It's a little overstated. Because guess what? If we bank out in the top 6 of next year's draft, we win. We win it anyway. You feel me? So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that part of it. Yeah, the 2021 pick is unprotected. Okay, cool. What's the worst can happen? We lose out on Jalen Green, who I'm not that impressed with anyway. If y'all go check him out, I'm not super impressed with Jalen Green. I'm just not. I didn't see the most skilled player that I think I should have seen. I just didn't see a lot of that. So I don't know, man. I think with what's left, also you got to be looking at, in addition to that, Mike Conley and Marc Gasol being traded. Garrett Temple is expiring. It's possible. It's very possible he gets dealt. I can definitely see a team needing to get some cap relief and calling about Garrett Temple, who's also a solid vet. So a playoff team looking to edge themselves, and they already got a bad contract, so they trying to get off the bad contract, and they can use another vet, a utility glue guy type of vet, great locker room guy, total locker room presence type of guy with Garrett Temple. I see that possibly. Also, Shelvin Mack is expiring at $1.57 million. That's somebody that could also be a possible move, and I could definitely see that. Now, JaMychal Green, it's a question. Will we move JaMychal Green or will we not move JaMychal Green? I personally say shop his ass and see what the value is. Because if the value is strong on JaMychal Green, excuse my yeah. I mean, hey, how do you turn that down? How do you turn that down? Because you might lose out on JaMychal Green outright for nothing, like we did Tyreke Evans last summer. Definitely don't want that to happen again. That's that that's that shit there. You coming through so fatal. It's that money. That's that you gotta stay smart. It's an interesting situation for the Grizz right now, folks. Are they gonna be able to keep that pick? And if they do, can they capitalize and make that pick another star player like Jared Jackson was this past year? That's the key. Because if you strike gold with that pick, I don't care about losing the 21 pick. I don't want to lose next year pick. If we keep this pick, we definitely tank next year. We got to tank unless we go get a really good roster. Then I'm cool with conveying next year pick because it'll be a low pick anyway if we end up getting a really good team. Being that is super duper unlikely, I'm going to stick with what's more probable, which is us sucking again next year, which means we tank hard next year. I mean tank hard. I'm talking 0-82 type tank. You tank hard so that you can get the best chance you can at James Wiseman and Anthony Edwards. Those are the type of monsters that you want to invest in. And I'm willing to tank all 82 games to get my hands on James Wiseman after he hopefully wins the national championship for the Memphis Tigers this year. As I would tell you, folks, I think we're gonna make a really good situation out of it if we understand that keeping this pick is not the worst thing. We just need to strike gold on this pick this year. Wherever it lands, if we keep it. And some of the guys that need to be on that prospect board really high, if they got any sense, is Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Y'all need to be looking at him. You need to be, he is at Virginia Tech. If you want to go check him out play. The Grizzlies need to be looking at Nazir Little at North Carolina playing for Roy Williams, who was just totally wasting his minutes. And also, the Grizzlies need to be looking at Romeo Langford, Jonte Porter. Those and Cam Reddish, but that's a dream case scenario if he falls to us. Cam Reddish, there you pick him over everybody. Other than maybe Romeo Langford. That's kind of a hard one. I heard Grizzlies people mention Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter can't go left. So I wouldn't draft Kevin Porter no top nothing. I would draft Kevin Porter at the very end of the lottery, mid first round. But I'm not wasting a top 10 pick on Kevin Porter, especially not top 8, which will be our pick if we keep the pick this year. So I'm not wasting that on Kevin Porter Jr. out of USC. Can't go left. Very talented player. If he does get the development to be able to go left, he can't finish left. He can't handle the ball going left. Doesn't even attempt to go left. And when he does, he still shoots going right. So he's a totally right-handed player. That's very limited because people just force you to go left every time. They'll cut the right off. And they're going to tell you, they're going to make you beat them going left. And that's something Kevin Porter can't do right now. Very talented guy. He kind of put you in the mold of Nick Young or Tyreek Evans, but I don't mean that he's nowhere near Tyreek. So I'm not going to even disrespect Tyreek like that. More like a Nick Young. He can't go left. And he don't play great defense. But he is an efficient scorer in the little time he has had, the little 10 games he's played at USC. So I will give him that. Right there. That's that, that's that shit there. You come to do something, That's that money. That's that, yeah. Folks, I think with the situation the Grizzlies got right now, also another rumor that I've looked at for the Grizzlies I've been seeing that's been going on has been the Grizzlies have been rumored to be possibly looking at supposedly the Detroit Pistons have offered Reggie Jackson in a first-round pick for Mike Conley. That's just not enough. I'm not taking it. That's not enough. I ain't gonna lie, I would consider it, but I'm a little salty on that one. Very salty on that. Reggie Jackson is totally an expired contract. It's not somebody you even consider a part of your future. So that is totally just an expired contract. And your first round pick is mad because it's gonna be a mid first round because Mike Conley with Blake Griffin is playoffs. Mike Conley, Blake Griffin, and Andre Drummond, that's playoffs. In the East, that's playoffs. All three, that's playoffs. So, especially with Dwayne Casey coaching, and you know Dwayne Casey make the most any team he been in. So I think with the Grizzlies situation right now, they got two offers on the table for and also Mike Conley has also been rumored to go to possibly the Indiana Pacers. Now that deal supposedly is for some bonus. Now that's a good deal. That's somebody I want. If we can get some bonus for Mike Conley, send the deal. Send it. Especially if I can tell them because I already know they don't value him right now because he's just not playing well for them right now. So I tell them, hey, throw in Tyreek Evans. I know he's on a 1-year deal. Send him back somehow. Let's work that out if it's possible. Because he's on a 1-year deal for $12 million. So he could be a third or a little less than a little over a third of the salary needed. You need about $18 more million in salary or somewhere around there, give or take, with the NBA allowing you to have 10% off. I think that's an interesting move too. I know Mike Conley would love that because Mike Conley is from Indianapolis. That's his hometown. So he'll be playing in his hometown if he gets shipped there. I don't care about Mike Conley's feelings when it comes to no trade because we got to look out for what's best for us. I ain't gonna say I don't care to sound rude and cruel because I know that man got family and kids and stuff. But at the same time, hey man, you got $200 million. You know, it's not like you're going to have to go move to the shelter when you get to a new city. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's not to laugh at, but I'm just saying seriously, like, dude, you filthy rich, who cares? You understand me? Your situation going to be isolated wherever you go. You're going to be in luxury, so it don't even matter. You just going to a new town with a new luxury. So, anyway, we shipping you where we can get best value. Whoever offering the most first-round picks, that's where you go, or the highest pick. Or maybe one of these teams really see. I think that That's a bonus deal. We can get some bonus from the Pacers for Mike Conley. Like I said, you take that. Now, I had heard something about Andre Drummond possibly being sent to the Grizzlies. I don't know if that was for Conley or Gasol. I'm hoping that would be for Gasol. But it wouldn't matter because you're trying to get rid of both of them. Because I would like to have Andre Drummond. I know folks are hard on Andre Drummond. Folks say he's not a metrics friendly. But Andre Drummond passes the eye test by a far margin. And he's an all-star. So he ain't too bad of a metrics guy. I look at his stats this year. I'm like, okay, what's Andre Drummond doing? 17 points and 15 rebounds per game in 34 minutes a game. That's what Andre Drummond is doing every night. 17 and 15. God dang. I mean, and I didn't curse. I said, God dang. I mean, my goodness, like, that's the best. I mean, my gosh. If you play a liquor defense, you're an all-star. I mean, Andre Drummond is definitely a shot blocker. I mean, he can play defense. He's not a terrible defender. So I don't know why people, so hard on him. I know he's not metrics friendly, but he's not terrible. But I know people not happy with that contract he got. So you got a max deal. But I would look at that. I wouldn't be too mad. I would be willing to give that a shot and see how it would look next to Jaren Jackson. But at the same time, I gotta have a first round pick. I'm not going to take Andre Drummond just for that, right? Because I'm investing too much in Andre Drummond playing next to Jaren Jackson. The thing about Jaren Jackson is he's so interchangeable. I can play him at the 4 or the 5. If you get Andre Drummond, you got to play Jaren Jackson at the 4. So I could just not get Jaren Jackson and still have the option of drafting and putting I still have the option of putting the best players available next to him versus the best fit after you go get an Andre Drummond. So that's the thing about that. So, you want to have interchangeability and versatility with your players. That's the problem the Grizzlies ran into this time. It's just not enough versatility. And then we just don't have enough people with personalities on the team. So good thing we won tonight. I'm at Memphis. Now you can follow me at Business Square. That's at BIDNESSSQUARE at Business Square on Twitter. I'm Ed Memphis, or you can just hashtag Ed Memphis in your web browser. I'm on Instagram at ManOnBSquare on Instagram. Check out the articles coming out tomorrow. I already got some articles last week about draft prospects again. You can check those out. They're on the website, BillStreetBears.com. You can go check out my articles, Ed Memphis. It's a ton of other great articles too. You can check out my article that I'm going to have coming out in the next couple of days. I'm going to do an article on the Grizzlies situation right now as is. Because I'm going to be totally honest with you, it's not as bad as everybody making it out to be. I see a great opportunity in this. Because if they, like I said, you keep that pick this year, it's nothing wrong with it. You just got hit. That's the problem. The Grizzlies don't draft well. Well, you need to start firing some cats. Some hands need to roll. Because we got to strike gold on that pick this year. The trades, the rumors of Mike Conley going to the Pacers, I take that deal, but I don't know. I mean, if they offering it, that's great. But I don't know if they really offering it. Folks, I'm out. At Business Square, check me out tomorrow on BillStreetBears.com. I'm out with a couple articles. I would say not tomorrow, probably about Thursday. Check them out Thursday. They should be on there on BillStreetBears.com. Check out my other podcasts I do on the Tigers. I'm finna do one upgrade on that one. And that's it, folks. I'm out. Yeah. That's that, that how you. Shout out to Ed Memphis, by the way. That's what that is.
What up? Yeah.